So here we are at the Fargo airport.
Fargo, North Dakota.
Got people walking around us. We tried to find a quiet place. Anyway, we're flying back from Fargo, North Dakota, because we came here to do a gig in Minnesota with the Jacob Larson Band. Well, I did.
You did.
You came to hang out.
Yep.
So we had a fun time hanging out at the lake house that John, Jacob's father, rented. The whole band came out. It was like a total reunion of like all the regular people, including the sound guy from Live at Jack's.
Right.
Dave even came out. So the sound guy
Yeah.
that we're all familiar with. So it was at this place called Zorba's.
Zorba's.
Everything on the menu, like it's spelled Zorbaz, and they're really big on the Z's. Like everything on the menu.
Every S in the entire restaurant.
Yes. Please order here.
Yeah.
They had instructions on how to wash your hands in the restrooms.
It made the menu unreadable. Unreadable, because every S was a Z, and you're just like, what is happening?
But
Also
anyway,
notable for having no salt. I tried to get salt to put in one of their weird local beers, and they don't do salt.
Oh, right. That was where you ordered the beer, and you're like, yeah, I'd like to try that. I've never heard of it before. And the guy was like, please tell me you're joking. And you're like, well, I'm not from around here.
Michelob Golden Light.
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
Not a fan.
No.
Anyway.
Would have been better with salt.
So that's... Oh, follow-up from last week. Last week, I opened our podcast by saying I was trying to figure out what to do with my hair because it was going gray. Well, I went ahead and got it done. Like, I didn't do the roots this time, so now I'm going gray. I'm officially making the transition as of Thursday.
Looks great.
I like it.
Yeah, you still have a lot of color in there.
Yeah, well, we'll see. It's going to grow out over the next few months, so it's going to be awkward for a while.
You're going to look great.
Thank you. So, I was thinking about, well, there's two things. I was thinking, like, the more serious topic of this conversation could be, like, the differences between the Petty Nicks band, like, ways that such a gig are different from the bar/wedding funk and soul thing that Jacob Larson does. And then second, a kind of observation I have from last night. So I'm going to start with the more serious thing. And then we'll leave the...
Humorous observation?
It's a humorous... It was like just like a did you see that too kind of thing. And we get
lighthearted.
Sexy. So Jacob Larson does, party music.
Yeah.
Danceable music. They do a lot of weddings. They do bars, clubs, and all the music is danceable. All the music is very high energy. And then, by contrast, the stuff we do in Petty Nicks, like the songs, the songs have more of an emotional variety.
Right, more up and down.
More up and downs.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. Like I don't want to compare and contrast in a judgmental way at all. These are two completely different functions.
Right.
You can't do Petty Nicks, the show that we do of Petty Nicks. You can't do that in a bar. It would not work.
Busy, crowded bar. Yeah.
It's not for that.
Right.
But I think one of the reasons that I love playing with Petty Nicks is because we can't afford to go on that up and down journey.
Right.
We can have the pin drop moments, and we can have the songs that are not just dancey, like, hey, we're all having fun, but more like, like Refugee, even the second song in the set is a little bit angry.
Yeah. Right.
And there's Won't Back Down, which is lower tempo, but it's born of tragedy.
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of interesting to feel the difference there, and the fact that there is some up and down in our show, and some different emotional colors, kind of a wider band of emotional colors than you can really afford to do in a bar or wedding.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me engaged.
Yeah.
And then I was also telling Maria, Jacob's mom, we were driving in the car, so I'm not like revealing any secrets here, that there's two main reasons I don't regularly play with Jacob Larson Band anymore. One of them is the late gigs. So we played until 1 o'clock last night, which is pretty par for the course. We all ended up getting to bed at 2:30 or 3, par for the course. And that stuff knocks me out for a couple days now. I can't do that. And I never was a night person anyway.
Right.
But it knocks me out.
It's not your normal schedule.
Yeah, so it costs me too much, physiologically. And then the other thing is the difference between being a backup singer and a lead singer. So,
right.
Jacob Larson Band, I'm a backup singer. I'm replaceable.
Right.
The gig can go on without me very easily. And in Petty Nicks, I'm a lead singer. But besides just the fact that I'm irreplaceable in one band and not in the other, another difference is that as a lead singer, I feel like I get to be a little more in the moment and feel what this song means to me tonight in this show.
Right.
And I have the ability to extend things, change the way I sing a melody, I have a little more.
Yeah, you can feel it in the moment.
Yeah, a little bit more of that. Whereas a backup singer, what I do is fixed. It's like oohs and ahs here and, unison thing there and
right.
So it's another thing that keeps me more engaged in that project. So, but all that said, the musicians in the Jacob Larson Band are all top-notch guys.
Unbelievable. And Jacob's such a great band leader now. I mean, maybe I just haven't seen him for a while, but he's amazing.
Yeah. He's fully in control. And even behind the scenes, he's a great organizer. He's really a great band leader in terms of, getting charts and set lists out and gig details and all that stuff. So it's a really well-run band.
And that's why he has that caliber of musicians behind him.
Yeah.
Because that kind of the best of the best.
I know.
Front range.
Yeah, we got Chris Beck on keys, Jeff Peterson on drums, Kerwin, what's his last name?
Well, I knew until you asked me.
Anyway, Kerwin. If you know Kerwin, you know who he is because that's an unusual name.
Monster bass player.
Yeah,
just so good.
And Steve Langamo on lead guitar.
Unbelievable guitar player.
And then Aubrey Hamrick and I on backup vocals, the occasional lead.
Yeah.
She kills "Want You Back."
Yeah, the Michael Jackson.
Cute little voice.
Yeah. That was amazing.
I want to tell you now.
Oh, and Jeff Peterson did vocals and drums on Kiss.
Playing drums and did not affect his drumming at all.
No,
not surprising. He's an amazing musician. I've heard he fronts the bands in Denver in a Diamond Empire band sometimes. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a front man too.
Yeah.
So unusual.
Yeah, it really is. It's
Did you have
not fair?
Any observations before I wrap up?
No. I mean, it was great. Really great. Dave, the sound guy, got the sound dialed in so good. It was punchy. The low end was punchy. Not overpowering, but it wasn't just kind of like wub, wub, wub. It was stuff was just really hitting.
Yeah. I could feel it on the stage. The whole room was just...
Yeah. Which dialing in a room like that you've never been in before is he did a great job. I was really impressed with that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So did you notice the girl with the red tank top?
No.
Okay. So there was a girl in the crowd that was wearing this red tank top that was it was over one shoulder. So it was no strap on the side and then a strap on the side, and it came down and it just barely covered her nipples, and then it had a slash of open skin, and then it had another band, and so her under-boobs were hanging out the entire time. It's the way the shirt was designed. It was hard not to look at, and I kept seeing I was trying to look in other directions because I was like, what? I was trying to think, is there a skin colored section of shirt there? What's going on there? It just felt like she was constantly her shirt. Her friend would be pulling her shirt. But she very quickly attracted a guy who was dancing with her, and of course dancing behind her and accidentally.
So gross.
And I would look at Aubrey, and you could just tell when people's eyes were on her. I'd be actively trying not to look at the girl because I was finding myself staring, and then I would see Aubrey looking down at her singing what is 4th of July on the lake.
4th of July on the lake. It was definitely a spring break type vibe.
Yes, that's what Jacob's dad said. It was Daytona Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
Spring break.
Yeah, it was pretty wild.
Sounds like they're starting to start boarding for our flight.
Yeah.
So, woo! got this one done on a Tuesday. I'll get it out tonight.
Yeah, short one.
Yeah.
Traveling.
And coming up.
Oh my God, I'm so busy. Starting Jonathan's band, tracks for Cody, which is becoming a new full-time job apparently. EPs, it's out of hand. So
Right.
much coming up.
And we are in town for like 3 days, and then we fly out to California for 2 gigs this weekend with Petty Nicks. Then we come back, and then we have like 3 gigs the next week, one of which is in Wyoming.
Yeah, opening for Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
So Godzilla, get it going. All right,
Hey,
well,
cowbell.
thank you
All right,
guys.
thanks for watching. See you back in Denver. Bye.
Bye.